I'm happy to introduce our next speaker, Jordan Fisher. Jordan is the CEO and co-founder of Standard AI, a leader in AI and computer vision, bringing fully autonomous checkout to physical retail. From convenience stores like Circle K to arenas like the American Airlines Center in Dallas, retailers use the AI-powered Standard platform to quickly and efficiently transform existing retail stores into checkout-free experiences to reduce labor costs, improve the customer experience, and improve margins. Jordan has spent his career focusing on both fundamental research and product development. He has worked in computational fluid dynamics, security regulations, video games, machine learning, and retail. And he seeks out areas where innovative products can be forged by tackling difficult research initiatives. Jordan, over to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Jordan from Standard AI, and I'm here to talk to you about the revolution that's happening in computer vision, and in particular how it's helping us transform the physical world. One thing that I'm super excited about with this new transformation that's happening is it's really unlocking everything that's been left behind by the digital transformations of the last 20, 30, 40 years. Everything that's been locked up behind screens and keyboards or our phones, it's all really been this portal to a different world. But what I'm really excited about with computer vision is the ability to take this new technology and apply it to the spaces that we occupy every single day. How do we really enable the spaces, make even better experiences in our day-to-day experiences? That's really the power of CV that I'm most excited about and what I'm going to talk a little bit about today. And in particular, I want to talk about it from the lens of retail. One of the key places where we spend time in a physical location, in a physical shared space with other people, is this retail environment. And it's really not a space that's been transformed for decades. There's been a few interesting innovations in the last 20, 30, 40 years, like self-checkout, even the barcode scanner before that. But really the most recent innovations have been happening, again, behind screens, things like delivery, or even buy online, pick up in stores, this hybrid between what's behind a screen and then an interface to the physical world, to be able to drive up to a store to pick up what you want. But what I'll be talking to you about today is really just a true transformation of the store itself. It's a real experience that you have when you're inside of that store. Before I talk about that, though, there's other changes happening in retail that are affecting the way that we run our stores. There's just a ton of really unprecedented impact that's been happening over the last couple of years that probably everyone has been thinking about or is aware of in one way, shape, or form. And coming out of the pandemic, we're of course seeing an incredible labor crunch. There's just an insane amount of open positions in retail. It's harder than ever to attract and retain great talent, great people who can operate our stores. We're of course seeing inflation, which is impacting the consumer and is thus impacting the retailer, their ability to have great margins and maintain great prices, which is one of the key ways to drive people to a store. The supply chain crunch, again, same thing. It's hard to keep our stores stocked. And through all of this, physical retail is competing against all of the innovation that's been happening in the digital world. So those delivery services, within 30 minutes, if you're in a major urban area, the buy online, pick up in store, et cetera. Shoppers are coming to expect more and more options and a better and better experience, all while all these headwinds are happening at the same time. So how do we actually improve the situation? How do we take technology and not just address the problems that we're seeing, but actually deliver an even better experience, really unlock the full potential of our physical spaces? That's the digitization of physical spaces that I want to talk to you about today, in particular on retail. So I'm gonna play a quick video. We here at Standard, we are building quite a few things. I'm gonna talk you through a few of them, but the key product that we're building is something that we call autonomous checkout. And it's this ability to walk into a store, grab items, walk out, and get your receipt automatically. You get to skip the line, you get to skip the drudgery, and really focus on the things that are best about shopping, which is getting in, enjoying the space, browsing, getting your products, and getting on with your day. That's really what we want retail to be focused on. We want to remove everything that's friction. So I'm going to play a quick video of a few stores that we've launched here over the last year. and some of the great experiences that we've been able to deliver because of that.
I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. Autonomous self-checkout, it gives you the opportunity to shop freely, not have to wait in line. It's a no-brainer when it comes to this generation, looking for frictionless, easier ways to check out, easier ways to purchase things. You see it all over the market, and so why not food?
For them to come and say, wow, I'm surprised at what a great customer experience this is. It just works. The process of transforming the Circle K store into an autonomous store was a pretty seamless process. The installation of the cameras, it was all handled by the standard team, and the store didn't actually have to move or change anything. So we did not retrofit the store to fit the technology. We rather tailored the technology to support the existing store.
Epitome, I think, is the high-tech improvement of both works. You just go in there, like it says, you tap and go. It was so simple. I loved it.
All I had to do was download the app, and then I had to sign in. It took like 2 minutes. Now that I'm set up, it'll probably take me 10 seconds to just scan and go.
Just easy to get and go. It is very convenient after a long day to just kind of grab a snack and go without having to worry about being in line. And I just get my receipt in a few minutes and I'm pretty much good to go.
So we're super excited to be delivering this experience to shoppers all over the country, actually all over North America. And we've had some really great early successes. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about some of the use cases and some of the really interesting KPIs that we're having an impact on a little bit later. But before I do, I want to walk you through a bit of the technology, show you behind the curtains, how does this work? How do we pull off this awesome experience, the ability to walk in, shop, and leave and get your receipt automatically. So first, what you're seeing here is that initial step of the digitization, as I say. How do we understand everything that's happening inside of a physical space so that we can then deliver great experiences on top of it? What you're seeing here is a 3D reconstruction of shoppers in a store. This is actually part of our system that runs live. We're able to understand down to a couple of centimeters where every single person is and how they're interacting with the store in real time. Now, we're going to deliver a lot of interesting products on top of this. We'll talk about a few of them, but one of them, actually, before I get into that, take a step back and understand a little bit how we build that 3D reconstruction. We're committed to a privacy-first setting as standard, so there's never any facial recognition, there's no biometrics. What we really do is understand what we call kinematics, the way a person walks through a space. So what you're seeing here is what each one of our cameras is understanding. And you'll notice that we're able to associate between different cameras that there might be the same person. This is shopper one, for example, and this is shopper one. Even though we can't see their face, kinematically, because of the way they're moving and our geometric understanding of the store, we're able to understand that that's the same person, even without ever getting their PII, their payment information, or any of their facial biometrics. We use that to then build that 3D reconstruction of where the shopper is in real time. And we can build a lot of interesting products on top of that. So one of the easiest to think about is heat maps. From an analytics perspective, we can understand exactly where people are standing in the store. That lets us understand where are the hotspots. Where are people waiting? Where are people not just necessarily queuing to check out the old-fashioned way, but maybe they're queuing to get access to a soda fountain, as an example. And maybe a store needs to have more soda fountains. Maybe there's parts of stores that aren't getting any traffic at all, but that's actually something important to know so that we can drive better conversions into that store. So this is the very initial piece of digitization. And if you think about coming from the e-commerce world, this is the equivalent of knowing where your mouse is hovering when you're on an e-commerce site. How do you actually understand how someone drives through a full conversion funnel is incredibly important and is a huge advantage that e-commerce has over physical retail. We're actually leveling the playing fields here and are bringing those same types of insights into the physical store, which is going to allow for unprecedented abilities to optimize your store layout, and ultimately your store experience. It's not just the dwell time, though. It's not just where people are standing. Because we have this 3D comprehension of shoppers as they move through the entire store, we actually have the entire path that every shopper takes. Again, fully anonymized. So what you're seeing here is all of the journeys over the course of a week for one particular store. You can actually see how people flow through the store, how they take particular turns. This is the equivalent, again, of that online analytics of what are people clicking on first? Where do they tend to focus their attention on afterwards? Here, we're able to say, when somebody walks into a store, there's a 70% chance that they turn left, and afterwards, a 60% chance that they turn right, as an example. We can really start understanding the different types of shoppers based off of their pass through the store. The type of shopper that goes to the back of the store to grab milk first, the type of the shopper that's browsing and likes to walk through all of the aisles. This is, again, this unprecedented understanding that we have, and we get it almost for free just by deploying our system into a store. That's a little bit about the shopper, the 3D understanding of where people are in the store. But we don't stop there. We also start diving into understanding the shelves, the products, the SKUs, which is the bread and butter of what retail is all about. We have a detailed understanding of where every single product is in real time in the store. We call this the realogram. And our joke is that in retail, there's something called a planogram, which is where you plan to put things. But in reality, nothing ever goes according to plan. So the realogram is what's really on your shelf, what's really the layout. You can then compare this and contrast it with your actual planogram to understand if you have planogram compliance, if you have things like out of stocks or double facings when you maybe want to have triple facings, as an example. So again, really unprecedented insight now into your shelves, where your products are, which is going to allow you to have a better understanding of compliance, but also a better understanding of how to plan your store. So we're delivering this component, we're delivering interesting products on top of it. And one of those products is actually for folks working in the store. So because we're able to understand where products are out of stock in real time, we're able to bring that forward in an app for store employees. We're able to highlight which part of the shelves have problems, where there's misplaced items, and again, where there's out of stocks. We display this to the employee as a queue, a list of tasks, so that they can more effectively manage the store, keep it tidy, and ultimately drive better sales. We know from these experiments that improving and rather decreasing out of stocks leads to enhanced conversions. If you're the kind of shopper that only wants a particular type of granola bar and you walk into a store and it's not stocked, you likely aren't going to buy an off-brand or different competing brand because you like your particular type of granola. So we know how important it is for stores to fix these issues. And we're using the power of computer vision to help employees not just help shoppers skip the line, but actually just have a better experience overall inside of the store. So we're really excited about all of these types of applications. But of course, it all comes back to shopping. The insights and the analytics, these are all interesting, but fundamentally the most important thing we're doing is building a better shopping experience. And the video I'm showing you here is from a real store. And these are two shoppers who are having a 4-second shopping trip. You'll notice that they actually are pulling out their phone and checking in, grabbing a few items, and within 4 seconds are leaving the store. Now, not every shopping trip is like that, but the ability to have this new type of shopping trip where you're really in a hurry and you can absolutely get in and out of a store in 4 seconds is, for me, incredible. We're unlocking entirely new shopping experiences. You're on your way to class and there's a store on campus and you're late, you can get that bottle of water in 4 seconds. You're walking down the streets and you're late to work, pop in and get your snack for lunch, and you're doing that in just a handful of seconds. It's really an experience that just wasn't physically possible before this. So that for me is always one of the most satisfying types of products to deliver. But of course, even if you're not in a hurry, we're giving you a great experience too. We're still shaving off time from your trip, letting you get back to your day. So really excited about the experience. A couple of key points about why we're so excited about this technology. The first is that it's a transformative technology. Ultimately, we're not building stores. What we're doing is transforming stores. So the partners we work with, we show up and we don't change anything about their store. There's no changes to the shelves, no changes to the products. We don't put up gates. It's just overhead cameras, and all the rest is our system behind the scenes figuring out what shoppers are doing in your store so we can deliver them a receipt. And that's incredibly important because there are millions of stores around the world. Hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars have been invested in CapEx to build out these stores. You can't build brand new stores to deliver a new experience. You have to make use of the existing outlay. So we're really excited that we're able to transform these existing stores. We're now able to do this really in just a handful of weeks. It's a very quick process now to transform a store. Not only that, but after we've transformed the store, we're then able to get people their receipt, and And we do this very quickly. So within a few minutes of leaving the store, our system is able to finish processing and deliver a receipt. This is an industry best, the speed at which we can deliver receipts. And it's an important component of the shopping experience. You don't want to wait hours to get your receipt. You want to be able to walk out and know confidently that you're going to get that transaction finished very quickly. And finally, while this is delivering a great customer experience, we're also helping stores just run more effectively in general, helping monitor inventory levels and lower OpEx across the board. How can we just help the operators in the store deliver the best possible experience to shoppers? That's really what we see ourselves enabling. So coming back to some of these stores that we've launched here over the last year, one of them that you saw in the video we showed is at San Jose State University. Super exciting store, and we're seeing amazing results. We're seeing thousands of students use the system every week. It's an incredibly busy store. It's central to the campus, and just like I was saying, you're late to class, you want to get in and out. This is an amazing experience for these students. And we're seeing the impact because of it. We're seeing a 20% increase in traffic. We're seeing an increase in basket size as well. So not only are more people coming to the store more frequently, they're buying more while they're there. And if you come from e-commerce, there's really no surprise here. When you remove friction, people buy more. Make it easy to buy, people will buy more. And that's really what we're seeing as we're starting to launch these stores, is we're making a much better shopping experience. We're making it easier for shoppers to shop. So really excited about this experience here. Some other early observations as we're getting these new unprecedented insights. The most important is, of course, we're seeing a decrease in trip length, especially wait time. What's the amount of time that you're just in a store waiting? There is still other moments in time where you're going to be waiting, even if it's not for checkout, for example, a soda fountain. But we're seeing over a 50% decrease in wait time in stores where our technology is implemented. And we have a before and after. So we install our system, we run in something called shadow mode, where we're analyzing without necessarily launching our product yet. So we're able to see this improvement, this 50% reduction in wait time once we launch our system. Super interesting. And of course, that's core to this amazing product experience. We're able to see that basket size increase, et cetera. But we're also able to see other aspects of the store operations. For example, loss, theft and loss are big parts of where income can fall short in a store environment. And you want to be able to understand where that loss is potentially happening from. Typically, you don't have any understanding of this. All you're able to do is do inventory at some frequency and understand that you've lost so many of each SKU. What we're able to do is really pinpoint exactly how loss is happening. And one interesting stat, as an example, that we've been able to calculate is that about 50% of all theft happening is coming from paying customers. So this really interesting statistic of shoppers paying for some items, but it's actually those shoppers, or many of those shoppers, that are simultaneously stealing. So really interesting to be able to get those types of insights, as well as understand how is your existing store working? How's your existing staff working? And there's actually quite a bit of error that happens with existing cashiers. It's not uncommon for a cashier to misscan an item or double scan an item, which adds up to what we've seen is an over 8% error rate in the traditional way of doing checkout. So really interesting stats. And of course, this is all early, but we're fascinated by these insights that we're able to start driving to retailers so they can really ultimately deliver better experiences and optimize their store. And of course, here, the most important stats: shorter trips and increased basket size. So I'll wrap there a little bit. Really excited to be delivering this amazing experience. We're expanding rapidly. We're increasing how fast we can deploy stores, the number of stores that we're deploying, and the mission is really to become the way the world shops. The team here at Standard is super excited to be building this experience. We're of course hiring, so if you're interested in any of this technology, whether it's on the computer vision, engineering, operations, etc., we're always hiring. So please reach out to us. We're a growing team of 160. We're fully remote. The best funded startup here in the space. We're happy to be able to use that and capitalize on it to move incredibly quickly. So as I said, if you're interested in this, if you're interested in digitizing the physical world and everything else that comes after that, please reach out. Would love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in and hope to hear from you all soon.